All right, it's Ricky Anderson with Anderson Hughes Productions. We are like kids in a candy store out here because we are seeing all the cool things that people can customize their ice castle fish houses with. And Matt Ruby with Castle Winch LLC is with me. Caught the eye of some of your products because you really have some cool things. Tell me what your motivation was on these products. Like, how did you figure out, like, I want to do this and I want to do that? What was the process?
Right, a lot of it, I'm an engineer by trade, and my problem-solving background comes into play. You know, you spend all weekend in your fish house, right? You're fishing, and you start to find things that annoy you. That's the biggest thing. So then it's just naturally I want to solve that problem. I want to make this easier. This drives me nuts. I want to not do that anymore. So that's the basis behind every single one of our products. It just comes up that way. The next problem, and then we come up with something to solve that, and we just keep working and building our product line.
So let's touch base on the kind of the top 3 or 4 things that you have. Let's start with now we've all seen the electric beds.
Yep.
What's the difference in what you've done here?
Right. So it's an electric bed just like you'd see from the factory that you can get from the factory. Where we come in is we're the aftermarket solution. So we have, if your house didn't have a bed, we can design and custom fit your bed. The way we design and build them and fit them to where your studs are is what sets us apart. If you wanted to buy that same bed that comes from the factory, you're going to need to tear your walls out, put studs in certain spots so that system lines up. We just build your bed to fit the space. So every single bed we build is completely custom. They might look the same from 5 feet away, but we've never built 2 beds the same.
So Matt, this is another one of the bed winches, but done in a unique situation with the slide out front. Are these getting to be real popular?
They are. This is unique because we're the only ones that can do this. This isn't a factory option. This is something that either we work with the dealer on, your house comes in and we get the bed put in at that point, or you bring it to us after you pick up your house. So a lot of times it'll be put into your build sheet that you're going to have this, so you make sure they don't mount cabinets in there that we have to take out or anything like that. But it's a completely standalone system. It's actually battery powered. So this runs on its own. There's no power in the slide out, so it just has a rechargeable battery in it. But it allows you to actually get that headroom back in your slide out. And typically if you have the pivot bunk, you're going to crack your head on it right about here. You know, now you can open it all the way up and it's like that bed's not even there.
What else? What are some of your other products?
So we have our table lifts. In this house here, we have our manual table lift. We have an electric version as well. And it's the same thing. You know, you're climbing under there trying to get the poles out from your table and the bases are breaking and you're fighting it and it's 2 a.m. and you're trying to get this system taken apart. So we solve that with our table lift. So it goes from a lowered position to a standard table height position. And we just have the 2 options.
And that really can be kind of a pain in the butt. This really does solve that thing. Not that it's bad the other way. This just saves you time and makes it easier to get it up and down and get to bed when you're ready to.
Absolutely.
So, what else?
So we have this is brand new product this week, as we call them, our lightning lights. They fit all sorts of different rattle reels. This one right now is on an Ultimate Outdoors rattle reel, but just a small sensor that when the fish pulls the line, it's going to trigger that light, and that light's going to stay on until you reset it. So that's kind of a big thing. That nice strike indicator there.
Really nice, really nice. So if you're sleeping in the middle of the night or whatever, you're going to know which rattle reel is going off and be able to tend to it.
Right.
And then. What else? There was something else you were going to mention.
So we have our lift system.
Lift system.
So for all these crank houses, you know, there's hydraulic houses and there's crank houses. The hydraulic houses you lift with a button and everybody likes that. Whereas your smaller houses are typically crank houses. So we have a retrofit kit that we install at our shop that converts your house to electric lift. So now you have a button on each side of the house that's going to lift your crank house. You know, I always tell people it's what gets you to move to that next spot. You're not catching fish, but man, I don't want to go out there and crank with house up.
Risk versus
right. So you sit there and you don't catch any fish for the rest of the weekend. You know,
you still
right.
But if you can do both, that's better. Yeah,
right.
So let's go outside and take a look at that. All right, so Matt, you're going to show us how this electric lift out for the winch system works. Give us a little example.
Yeah, so one of the great features of ours is we actually keep your hand crank, your original crank, in position there. So if you have a situation where you got a dead battery for some reason or something like that where you can't operate the system, that you could just take the cable that's still on there, just reroute it through your cotter pins back up to your pivot arm, and you can crank this thing back up by hand. So you never have to, you kind of have that nice backup option.
Nice to have there.
Yeah.
Option.
Yep. So we offer it. There's a winch on each side of the house. We also can do it in the front on the tongue. but it really turns your hand crank into just a button. So you get an up and down button. So lift the house up.
Yeah, that's really slick.
All the way up, all the way down.
So Matt, I've enjoyed our time here together. What if someone wants to get a hold of, find out a little bit more about some of the products and how they go about, what's the best way for them to go about getting a hold of you?
Yeah, so our website, castlewinch.com, we sell all of our products on there. A lot of our smaller stuff we also have at dealerships as well, Ice Castle dealerships, and a lot of them work with us on, if you're designing a new house and you want one of our products in it, we can take your build sheet, we can mark it up a little bit. We work with the dealers and the salesmen there.
It's really, really a great set of products here. It's a pleasure meeting you.
Yeah.
Good luck, and it's a little chilly on here. We'll go back in the house here.